Hey guys, Sean here, and I'm talking about the first day at PAX East this year, which is, I don't want to say, like I said this last year after the first day, so I might just be overstating things like I did last year, but there doesn't seem to be a whole, not that there's not a lot to do, there's plenty to do. Like, there's a million trillion things to do, and even if you went 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. when the floor closes, and then you stay till 2 a.m. every night, and went to as many like panels and shit that you could, you'd never be able to do it all. It's completely impossible because some of the things happen at the same time, and there's just no way to do it all. But as far as like last year, there was Borderlands 2, there was Max Payne 3, there was Ghost Recon. I don't remember what else I played. You probably know better than I do what I played last year because I don't remember. But you know, this year, like Watch Dogs is there, but I'm pretty positive it's just a trailer. They have Assassin's Creed 4 there, but that's definitely just a trailer because that's what Assassin's Creed 3 was last year. It's like a circular theater thing, and you kind of just wait in a really, really ridiculously long line and then watch a movie. Or a trailer, which they usually release like the week after or something. Or they already showed it, which is even better. They say it's exclusive, but it's only exclusive for as long as this weekend goes on, and then it becomes common ground. So, you know, from the big things, I'm trying to just remember off the top of my head, The Last of Us is there. You can play that. That's coming out in June, I believe. They have Saints Row 4, I think, is like a movie trailer type thing. Like gameplay demo. I don't think you can actually touch it, though. I don't know. I didn't go in. I didn't really ask, but because of the way it was set up, it looked like that. And, I mean, will I go look at that? I don't know. Do you want me to look at that? If you really want me to, maybe I'll try to find time. I'm probably not going to go Sunday. I'll probably only go tomorrow. So tomorrow will be my last day. But there's the Elder Scrolls Online, which I think I'll wait for tomorrow. Today I didn't wait for anything huge. Like, I didn't stand in any long lines. Because, like, The Last of Us was 2.5 hours, and they had the line capped because it was a full line. I don't know how you can have a full line, but they managed to have a full line. And so, like, they were forming a line around the line. Like, it was like a line to get in line. And it was 2.5 hours once you got in line. And they said the gameplay demo was 30 minutes. So every 30 minutes, the line would move, like, 30 people or something. So by the time you waited 30 minutes to get in the line, you now have 2.5 hours till you get to play. And, you know, by that time, you're going to be going home. Like, it's going to be over. Day over. So I didn't wait for The Last of Us. I probably won't tomorrow. That's a game, you know, it's story-driven and, like, atmospheric, I guess, would be how I'd describe it. So it's not a bad thing to just experience that on its own when it comes out. So tomorrow I'll probably hit up the Elder Scrolls Online as at least my one big game. You know, people seem to be excited about Assassin's Creed. I can report that. I have that report to make. But as far as, you know, big games and being played, there's not a lot of big games there. And that's, you know, partially to do with the console cycle coming to an end and that kind of stuff. So, you know, there's only so much stuff announced, only so much stuff they can show. And it's a little weird. It's a kind of a weird year because there's not a big fall already announced. It's kind of tiny. Like Microsoft has Halo 4, like a map pack, and Gears of War that just came out, a map pack. Square had Tomb Raider and a couple other things. I saw like Resident Evil Revelations. But like there's a couple games like Remember Me, Resident Evil Revelations, and Lost Planet 3, I think. There's only like 6 or so stations, so the line gets really long sometimes. But, you know. So here's what I did play. Now into the hands-on breakdown of what I actually touched, which no one's going to care this year because I didn't touch anything important. But Army of Two, is it the Devil's Cartel? I'm looking to a screen over here. If you're wondering why I keep glancing this way, it's because I'm trying to find the name of the shit that I played because none of it was memorable. Yeah, Army of Two, the Devil's Cartel. Now, I only played for like 5 or so minutes. It was at Skull Candy's booth, I think. So I played for a bit, and I was with a co-op partner, but it was an AI co-op partner. And there was this thing where, like, he would grab your hand and, like, pull you up over the ledge. Like, you'd lift him up and then he'd grab you and pull you over. And the second time I went to do it, it didn't work. Like, he didn't get me. He just continued without me. And I asked, like, the person running the booth, like, what the fuck? And they're like, oh, yeah, that happens sometimes. It's a bug. And they restarted the machine. And it wasn't... From what I had played, it was a very generic third-person shooter. And I didn't really care to continue. So I didn't continue. If you like Army of Two, from what I played, it was very similar to past Army of Two. So I mean, in that respect, you'd probably be happy. But if you never played Army of Two, you don't really plan to. You don't need to go throw the money at it. I don't know when it comes out exactly. I'm trying to pre-order before March 26th. So does it? I don't know when it comes out. That's all the trailer I'm looking at says. Hopefully you just saw it on the screen or something. Hopefully I did actually edit that in. And yeah, so that's Army of Two for you. Another game I played is a free-to-play on the PlayStation 3, Dust 514, 514, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's a free-to-play shooter, available on the PlayStation. I think it's out now. I believe it is. I believe you can already download it. So the gist of this is I describe it as Call of Duty, Halo, battle. Like, it's kind of a Call of Duty Halo. It's more like Halo. There are vehicles, but it's not as big as Battlefield. Like, it's not this huge map. The map was pretty big. Like, it wasn't like Nuketown size, but it was this large. It just kind of looked like a gray mound of dirt, if I had to describe it. Like, it wasn't very pretty to look at. And they had a few different, like, you could use an assault rifle. There was like a laser gun thing, like it shot like a stream of laser, which I don't know. Then there was like a minigun and a sniper rifle. Those are the things I tried out. I just kept switching classes. And it's not bad. I think the one thing that I definitely noticed is it seemed like when there was a lot of people shooting in the same area, the frame rate really dropped. Like, you could kind of barely move. And I couldn't tell, but my guess is it's when the lasers and, like, the heavy gunners are kind of going at it in the same spot. I don't think the assault rifle would cause that kind of frame rate drop, but there was definitely noticeable dips in frame rate. It's a free-to-play game, so in that respect, I mean, you can't go wrong in trying to play it. As far as, like, if you're at PAX and you're wondering, should I play it at PAX? Yeah, because the line is like 10 minutes, and it's only 10 minutes because you're waiting for the people who are playing to end. So, it wasn't bad. Will I probably play it? No, because, you know, if you have a PC, or I think it's coming to the next-gen Xbox, at least. I don't know if it's this gen or next gen. But Blacklight Retribution is still the best free-to-play shooter. People can say pay to win or whatever, but Dust is... It's a shooter from what feels like a small dev team, which is passable, but still, it does nothing special that makes it, from what I played, that makes it like you have to play this. Even, you know, ignore the bugs because it has this special thing. So there's nothing special about it, and it was really kind of jittery, and, you know, the frame rate, and sometimes, like, you couldn't tell where your bullets were going, and I don't know, because, like, you were aiming right at the guy, and, like, nothing would happen, and then you'd put one bullet into another guy, and he'd die, and I was really confused, and then the frame rate would drop, and then I'd freeze, and then I'd die somehow. I don't know. Wasn't too happy with Dust, but what can I say? It's free to play, so can't hold it too much against them. I don't know what their, like, microtransaction model is, because they obviously have one, but, you know. Anyway, I started off the day with Rekoil, which is a PC shooter. I would describe it as a Call of Duty meets Counter-Strike. It's quick and fast-paced like Call of Duty, but a lot of the mechanics are like Counter-Strike. The one difference that's clearly noticeable is the ability to aim down sights in this game. There's also kind of a sprint. It's not really a sprint. Like, he doesn't bend the gun and, like, you know, do this thing. He kind of glides, like, a bit faster than he would if he was walking. It's kind of a weird sprint thing, but if you want to get around fast, you can. It's currently in beta right now. I think I played it last year at the event, and if I didn't play it last year, it might have been at the Twitch booth, and they were playing it at the Twitch booth, and they gave you instructions on how to get in the beta, and it was to go to the screen, go to the Steam Greenlight page, like and favorite Rekoil, and then send them a picture, like that you did it, like send them a screenshot. I did that, but I never got an invite to the beta. I don't know if they don't like me, or I don't know what the deal was there, but I did it again today, so hopefully they'll send me a beta invite and I can at least play one game and get some gameplay from it, because I like it. I don't know, I didn't read about whether it's going to be free or like $15. I don't think it's a full $60 game, obviously, as it's a Greenlight thing. So I think it's probably going to be around $15, $20 price point if I had to guess. I didn't ask and I didn't look, so, but right now it's in beta, and, you know, I enjoyed it. It's not a bad game at all. There's some things that I'd like them to work on, and it's just there was some buggy hit detection at times. But the one thing I don't know the answer to this question, and this would clear up a lot for me, is I'm not sure if headshots are one bullet from at least like an AK. Because on like Counter-Strike, if you have the AK, like one bullet to the head will kill. It kind of felt like they were, and since like every time you got a headshot, it announced like headshot, I think they might be. That would be something that if you were playing, it would be really nice to know, but I didn't know at the time when I was just goofing around. It was at I don't know. It was at its own booth, but it was like also advertising, I think, some kind of different PC, some custom PC. But it was fun. There weren't a lot of people at the booth, so, you know, I might go back tomorrow if I have a couple minutes and just play around. I'll probably buy it or get it or whatever you do to acquire this title, because it was the one I actually enjoyed. And, you know, I remember last year when they talked about it, I don't know if I played it, like I said, but they want it to be an esports title, and they want to support it for esports, and they're going to have mod tools and all these things. You know, I don't know what will happen with it as an esports title. I'd imagine that nothing will probably come of it, simply because there's games like Counter-Strike, which are pretty competitive. It doesn't have a big following, or it has a big following, but it's not as publicized as something like Call of Duty. I don't know where Call of Duty lies in the shooter competitive space, because the new consoles are coming out, and like currently the console of choice for competitive is the Xbox, but I don't know next year what it'll be, or, you know, 2 years from now. So next year's kind of a weird year for console competitive, and it could hurt Call of Duty as the shooter of choice for competitive. So, you know, they want it to be competitive, or at least they did. I hope they pursue it, because I think it would be interesting to at least see what happens when they try it out. But yeah, so Rekoil, pretty good. Enjoyed it. ShootMania is next on my list of things to talk about. Golden Boy is over there hosting the booth, pretty much talking his fucking head off, because that's what Golden Boy does. ShootMania is one of the more odd shooters I've ever played. You don't have like a gun or anything, like you just kind of have a reticle in the middle of the screen, like a dot in the middle, and you kind of like throw flames, I guess. Like, you don't see your arms, like you don't have arms, your character, or something like this. But like it just kind of throws like these balls of fire at people, or balls of plasma, or I don't know what they are. I played it for a bit. Not my favorite game. I don't think that I will buy it. It's not a bad game. They want it to be a competitive game as well. IPL, the Pro League from IGN, which canceled their last event, so I don't know where IPL stands. I think it's kind of shut down, but IPL was still technically the sponsor of that event. Wanted it to be competitive. The guys at ShootMania wanted it to be competitive. They have a $100,000 tournament in San Francisco in 2 weeks, they said. I don't know. It's not a bad game. It reminded me sort of Tribes Ascend, in the sense that there was this like weird, if you held the left mouse button down, like it would like glide kind of, and I didn't quite master the gliding. Like I couldn't figure out, like sometimes I'd be gliding, sometimes I'd press it and I'd just jump and I wouldn't glide. I couldn't tell exactly like if you had to be going downhill. Like I know how to glide in Tribes or ski or whatever they call it, but I couldn't tell. from my 15 minutes or whatever with it what exactly I was supposed to do with that gliding feature, but they have that, and you glide around, and sometimes it's one hit, but usually it's like 2 plasma hits, and then you're out. It's kind of like Search and Destroy without a bomb site, like you hit them and they're out. But there was some like capture the hill thing we played after. I walked away right when we started that, but you had to like there's this little like birthday cake looking thing in the middle, and you had to capture that. So, ShootMania, if I had to like give it a rating, I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. It's not bad, but I don't know how much it costs. I just wouldn't buy it. It's not my game. And, whew, I think I played one more thing other than this one, but this is the last one I remember. So, last but not least, Daylight from the guys at Zombie Studios behind Blacklight Retribution. Daylight is a horror game, basically. It's randomly generated horror, whatever exactly that means. Basically, there's this like hospital or whatever, and every time it's different, and you walk through it and get scared to death and die, basically. I never got to the end or whatever. I played basically 2 games. This one, like, where I didn't really know what I was doing, I kind of walked, and I saw, like, this ghost-like thing down the hall. And I walked up to the door and tried to open it, and, like, I got, like, attacked by it. Like, it slammed the door, the glass shattered, and it, like, attacked me. And it was saying press A and D, and I was doing it, and then it was like, you're dead. So, I didn't quite get it. I was like, I couldn't get away. I don't understand. I don't know if you had to press A when it said A and press D when it said D. I thought it just meant to alternate, but maybe it meant, like, literally A, D. I don't know. How was I supposed to know? I played a couple minutes more walking around. I'll probably go back to the booth tomorrow, maybe. Like I said, I want to play the Elder Scrolls Online, which is probably going to take 2.5 hours. I want to go to the DayZ developer panel thingy at like 3:30 tomorrow. So if I get there like 12-ish, because I'll probably leave here at like 11, so like 12-ish if I get in there. It'll probably take me to like 3 to play the Elder Scrolls thing, so I don't know if I'm even going to get to do anything else really, because the DayZ thing will probably end at like 4:30. I think probably an hour. So, I don't know if I'm going to get to go back to any of these things. Lord only knows. But I might not play the Elder Scrolls thing if it's way too long of a line, but I want to. So, I'll probably get into the Elder Scrolls line and just hope that I get to play. But yeah, so Daylight, I like it. It's going to be $15-20, something like that, when it comes out. Which I think is a little expensive for what it is, because you kind of just walk around with like a cell phone GPS thing. But, you know, it was fun. And I think that it's a game that I'd want to play by myself, you know, at my house, not standing at a booth with a bunch of screaming people around me. And at that time, it was like 5:30, and my back was like ready to shoot me in the head. Like, it hurts now, and I'm just trying to get through the video and finish it up, so... but so to summarize the day, Daylight, Rekoil, ShootMania, and Dust are pretty good. Army of Two, I wasn't a big fan. Daylight, I mean, I wasn't a big fan, but it was alright. And the last one, which I'm trying to now find a picture of, HearthStone, I think, Heroes of Warcraft. I don't have the title in front of me. I'm trying to remember what I read. It's the new game from Blizzard that Blizzard wouldn't tell us what it was, and everyone was so excited to see because they thought it was that Titan MMO, and turns out it's a, I think, free-to-play card game with World of Warcraft characters, so I'm told. I don't really know World of Warcraft, so I'm told. It's basically Magic with Warcraft characters. That's... Like, you have, like, mana, kind of, I think it's, I don't know. I don't know what they called it, but you have, like, the points that you get to spend each round, and then, like, you attack the other cards and things like that. The one thing I noticed is that, I'm pretty sure, I haven't played too much Magic, but in Magic, like, if you try to attack, and they have a card that can block, it'll automatically block. In this game, you could go right and attack your opponent, like, their main guy. And the only way they could block that is if they set up, like, you could spend 2 mana on a shield or whatever, and then, like, it would block 2 attack, and then if you, like, attacked with 6, they would take 4 damage. Like, the cards wouldn't get up in the way and block. I think some kind of cards could do that. I think the guy said like a taunt card would do that, but when I played, the other guy wasn't doing that, and I just won, and that's what happened. So, yeah, it's gonna be a free-to-play, microtransaction-filled money grab, most likely. It wasn't a bad game. If you like Magic, you'll probably want to play it because it's free, and why wouldn't you? But I probably won't play it because if I'm going to play any game like that, it'll probably be Magic. Speaking of Magic, I got Magic cards today in my swag bag. I also got a couple Cards Against Humanity cards, which I got 2 Pack Bs, so they're both the same, but that should be interesting. And it's only like 6 cards, which isn't helpful either because you can't play with 6. But anyway, so yeah, overall, PAX East 2013, Day 1, not bad. Not great, but it could have been worse, so there's just not a lot of stuff to play. Like, Splinter Blacklight was also a video, you know. But hopefully I'll play Elder Scrolls tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any things you want me to do, let me know. If not, I will see you guys tomorrow night, probably. Bye.